Hello, San Jose Middle School Scorpions. It's Mrs. Richardson, and I'm here to talk with you about the exciting return to flexible in-person learning at San Jose Middle School on January 4th. On January 4th, all students who are not VLA students will return to school. And so I wanted to take this time to introduce the schedule to you. Just as a little bit of a background, I want you to know that we really considered deeply the schedule that we came up with. Early on in the summer, we had convened a very large group of stakeholders, and we had met to come up with some proposals for a schedule should we be able to return in the hybrid mode, where some of our students are on campus at one time and some are at another. The proposal that we had come up with had some questions, we had some concerns about it, and so we convened another group to talk about it. And that group met with, it was, again, parents, students, teachers, stakeholders, met to talk about all the different options that were on the table to make sure that we were making a good decision about what was best for students and our staff. We did end up selecting a schedule that we feel is better than the one that we had initially proposed, and we brought that back to our staff. And we had our staff take a look at it and give us some feedback on some things that they thought could be improved. And finally, we brought it to the executive cabinet, and it was accepted and made public in early November, actually just last Friday. So that's how we got to this schedule. So, as I've said, all non-VLA students will return to school for in-person learning. We agreed on a different model, an AMPM model that allows some more consistency for family and students. So an AMPM model means that half of our students will come in the morning to school, and the other half will come in the afternoon. So let's take a look at what this schedule might look like. Oh, I do want to talk to you about the cohorts. So we will be dividing the classes in half. The district has determined the following priorities for planning student cohorts. We need to take siblings into account. We need to review children with medical needs, and we need to review students with service provider needs as we plan for cohorts. Again, we also need to think about how the cohorts are impacted across the 6 classes that your students take. So it's really a little bit more complex than it is in elementary school because we do have to look at how these cohorts flex across the schedule. So here is the schedule as it stands. You'll see that there are 2 cohorts each day. Here's cohort A in the yellow, and here is cohort B in the blue. All right, so let's take a typical day. In the morning at 8:20, cohort A arrives at school, and they are in their first period class. So this is half of their students' first period class will arrive on campus and take their first period class. Then they will move to their third period class. So after that, students will travel home. So at 10:20, students will be picked up and travel home. And then at 11:05, they must get on a Zoom session for their fifth period class. The whole class will be taught together. After that, the B cohort begins to travel from 12 to 12:45. So they travel in here and they will have their first period on campus at 12:45. Then they will have another period 3 after that, and then they will pick up a meal and go home. So the important piece of this that we cannot ignore is that there are 30 minutes of work that students need to do for each of their other 3 classes. So that means that students have 90 minutes of work that they need to do on their own sometime between 10:20 and the end of the school day, 2:45. So we need to start adjusting our students' minds to think about a regular school day, 8:20 to 2:45. So that's Monday. On Tuesday, students will go to periods 2 and 4. There is no Zoom on that day, and they will go to periods 2 and 4 again in the afternoon. Excuse me, this is the second cohort will go to periods 2 and 4 in the afternoon. So let's talk about the Zoom. So the Zoom here is on Monday for period 5 and on Friday for period 6. Those are the only two scheduled Zoom classes. So you might ask yourself, when is the teacher ever going to see those students? Well, the teacher sees those students in person on Wednesdays from period 5 and 6 here and period 5 and 6 there. Remember then that these students need to do 4 classes worth of work on their own, which is be prepared for their teachers. So 4 periods of work that they're going to do between 10:20 and 12:45. So again, this is let's talk about what the benefits of this schedule are and why we decided to choose it. First of all, it's consistent and easy to understand. It doesn't change every day, so you don't have to think, is it a Monday, is it a Tuesday, is it a Wednesday? You just have to go to school when your cohort goes to school, either in the morning or in the afternoon. It gives us the maximum amount of in-person instruction possible. It also gives us a nice big block of time to clean classroom between the cohorts. There is no loss of instructional time compared with our current model. And there is no time when a teacher has to Zoom with 15 kids in the room 15 kids at home and work with 15 kids in the room. We anticipate that this will make things much easier for teachers and students and will allow the teachers to actually teach the students in their class rather than have the students be in their classroom with headphones on, really taking part in a Zoom lesson. Teachers will teach 5 periods a day, as they have done in the past. And that's the benefits. Those are the benefits and why we chose this particular model. So for the big picture, students come to school every day for 2 classes. They attend an additional class via Zoom 2 times per week. Those are only Zoom time. And they do 1.5 to 2 hours of work on their own each day. This is what we call asynchronous learning. So, in order to prepare for this important announcement, there is no school on November 20th. No school for students on November 20th. The teachers will be in, preparing their classrooms, getting trained, making sure that procedures are ready, and we will be getting ready for all of that because our 6th graders are coming back on November 30th. That with all this preparation will be done, and then we'll be ready for 7th and 8th graders, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders to return on this new schedule on January 4th. So here's a timeline you can review. We've announced the plan. We've released the cohort groups for 6th grade. Then we'll take a day off for Veterans Day. On November 20th, we'll be doing staff training, room preparations, all kinds of stuff. November 30th, 6th graders will return to campus, and we will release the cohort information for 7th and 8th grade. And then December 18th, we end the semester and take a holiday break, and we'll see you all on January 4th. There's some other information, lots more information that I want to send out to you. There will be a parent meeting on Monday the 16th, I think, but I'll make sure to send other information to you in other videos. So try to work on this, understanding this a little bit first, and we'll be talking to you again very soon.